What's up, guys? Welcome to the Infinite Income Podcast. We have some killer episodes for you today. Hopefully, you can get some free game. The reason for my eye is I actually had a date with the cement. I fell off a scooter and I completely got knocked out and concussed, and I'm just coming back from it. So I did not get in a fight. I did not do anything illegal. Just trying to give you guys some free game. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Stay tuned for the episode. Door-to-door sales so hard. You're out in the middle of nowhere, you knock on the door, your heart rate goes up. They have 80 excuses they can give you. So you have to learn very quickly how to get them to buy something they don't even want. Those types of skills and attributes work very well in online sales. And don't get me wrong, real business is still difficult. It still has its ups and downs, but to think that it's just as hard is completely wrong. We're gonna be talking all things door-to-door sales. And even if you've never done door-to-door sales before or will ever, what you can learn about sales from door-to-door sales is completely invaluable and is actually one of the key components that I talk about that has helped me scale to $115 million in sales and completely transform my life. So stay tuned for the episode. Here we go. Door-to-door sales, why it's so hard, but it actually helps you improve your skills so much is because the people don't know why you're knocking. You feel flustered, right? Because you're out in the middle of nowhere, you knock on the door, your heart rate goes up, they're looking at you, they're looking through the window like, why is this guy here? They have 80 excuses they can give you versus maybe like 4 if they're actually interested in what you have to sell. And so you have to learn very quickly how to get someone to like you, how to handle objections, how to get them to buy something they don't even want. And so when you move into the real world of business, it actually is far easier. And don't get me wrong, it doesn't mean like real business is still difficult. It still has its ups and downs, but to think that it's just as hard as door-to-door sales is completely wrong. When I did door-to-door, the first thing I had to really learn was learning how to just take rejection and learning how to respond quickly. One of the things that's very different when you're talking to someone in person is you don't have a sheet or you can't hide behind a computer with, objections, right? You have to answer on the fly, and you only have a couple milliseconds to really answer, depending on what they say. So what I got good at is I came up with an excuse to get them to talk to me. And I was selling security alarms. So my approach was basically, hey, are you Mr. Smith? And I actually would have their name before I got to the door, and that built a little credibility. They're like, yeah. I'm like, cool. My name's Tanner. I'm with the crime prevention unit in the area. You've probably seen a lot of, drug-related activity and gang violence on TV, right? And I'd like go like this with my thumb going up in the air, and I'd be shaking my head. They're like, yeah. I'm like, so the reason I'm here is the FBI is shown, and I'd have a little sign, and I'd show it was like a kind of like those ADT signs you would see in the yard or security signs. It's like the FBI has shown that you're 60% less likely to get broken into if you have one of these signs. And so we're going around the neighborhood and we're giving out these free signs. If you'd like to have one, is that something you'd like? And they're always like, yes. I'm like, cool. I just need you to fill out a quick paperwork so we can get it to you on time. Where can I sit down? And I start walking in the house. And so the first thing I learned was to give them a reason to let me in the house. I had to sit down to try to get them to sell. And so even that was like what we call the sign trick. You could do whatever you want, but ultimately it was something that was quick. It was easy. It didn't take a lot of energy. And I could rinse and repeat it over and over and over again. Even if someone had heard it before, it didn't really matter. I was just like, oh, cool. Well, like, XYZ person, I'm sorry, he's a jerk off. He didn't get you the actual sign. I'll actually get it for you. Okay. Once we got into the house, the goal then became a lot simpler because I was finally in the house. And then I just started asking them like, okay, cool. So as we're filling out the paperwork, I'd say, so just curious, with all the violence and the stuff going on recently, like what's the biggest concern for you? And then from there, I would actually try to start selling them on the security alarm. And the funny part is in a day, I'd knock on 100 doors. And if I got one sell, like that was pretty good. 3 sales were the top guys in the entire company. So I learned how to take rejection really well. And I also learned that a lot of success just comes from repetition. It's a lot more repetition than most people think. The same thing would go if you were asking girls out. Like if you're asking out 10 10s in a row and you got 3 yeses, most guys would say that's pretty good because these are 10s, right? And it's just that most people's idea of what it takes to be successful is usually a lot lower than what it actually takes. And then what it came down to from there was really coming up answers with the most common objections. So most common objections with security alarms would be, I don't need one right now. Oh, my wife's not home. I have to ask for my spouse's permission. I already have one, or, stuff like that. Or I didn't know you were coming. I'm about to leave somewhere. So you would come up with those common objections. The benefit of this is when I started moving into online sales where people were buying fitness products or business consulting products, they really only had price, spouse, I need to think about it, or belief objections. Like they didn't think it would work or they were scared. And so all this had me super prepared for that moment, because to be successful, you need three things. You need characteristics, you need beliefs, and then you need skills. Most people, they try to start working on skills, but they don't have the right characteristics or beliefs. And so what was happening to me while I was doing door-to-door sales is that I was building the characteristics and beliefs as a successful person, meaning successful people don't quit. Successful people are resilient. Successful people persevere. I was building these characteristics and beliefs about success. And then finally, what happened as I started doing online sales is I finally learned the skills. So I got the skills last. So that's why as soon as I got the skills, people saw me go 0 to 115 million in 6 years, because I was building the beliefs all along. Most people are the opposite, where they're building the skills, but they don't yet have the beliefs or characteristics. So to wrap up and summarize, if you have the opportunity to do door-to-door sales, do it. You can learn a lot from it. Like it would only take 2 months. Maybe I did it for 9 months, but maybe 2 months would be plenty. And then if you can move that into online sales, the benefits of what you're moving into online sales is the aggression, is the persistence, is the confidence. Those types of skills and attributes work very well in online sales versus people who just come into online sales. They don't usually do as well because they don't have as high level of acumen when it comes to selling. So hopefully that helps you guys. If you have questions, feel free to reach out, and I'll see you in the next episode.